I had always been, I've worked on some amazing projects. I'm not going to lie to you. I've done some amazing things with some amazing people. But I've always been in the supporting role. And it's always been very based on what was given to me.
Okay.
What, who, the phone call that I got, the email that I got, where these things were seeking me out. And I was content with that. I was like, oh, thank you, Lord. Like,
favor. Be a part of this.
Favor, right. I'll do it, and all these things were happening, but I wasn't putting in any real work. It's just kind of like it was kind of dropping in my lap.
But now it's all on you.
Now I'm responsible for everything. The gigs, the promo, the marketing, the next gig. I'm responsible for
the styling,
all of it. The styling, the lights, the aesthetic, just everything. The image, the wording. There's just so many things. So it's a lot more responsibility. I'm so used to, and I tell everybody, I say that all the time, I've been a performer my entire life, and I've been a spoiled performer.
Okay.
I've been well taken care of, in those spaces.
Right.
And I mean, just not even like, okay, and more, you know what, let me try to figure out how
Just say some performances have been better than others.
Some performances.
Accommodations and things.
Accommodations are lovely, right? Yeah. I mean, things like per diems and on top of my checks and, meals and everything taken care of, airfare, just everything,
and
right?
And now it's all.
And child, now I'm doing all of the bank of Allie.
Yes.
So it's definitely been an adjustment.
Okay.
So
now, what kind of support do you wish you had as an independent artist?
Gosh, I wish, especially living in Chicago, and this is one of those things where I always kind of think in the back of my mind, like, if I ever make it, or when I make it, that's where I'm gonna start. Okay. And I have some role models in the community who have done that, made it big, and they definitely pour their resources back into the community.
Okay.
That's definitely what I would like to do, because I think had I been introduced to things like audio engineering, things like that type of production for, music videos or just all types of things, festivals at Ravinia and, I did work for video games and film scores, and I think had I been introduced to the technical aspect earlier in life, I probably would have went a different way slightly, and probably would have been able to have different sources of income and different types of opportunities. So that's one of the things that I really want to do. I really want to get these young girls in high school, in college, and say, hey, if you like the music industry, try this way, try this path, try this door. Because we all don't have to be, some of us are not, performers. But I wish I had the knowledge of the nuances and some of the intricacies of this business much early on.
Okay.
Even though I've had a dynamic, professional background, vocalist, background singer career, it's a whole nother world when you are front and center. So I wish that there was more capital available for artists. I wish that there was more programming for artists who are up and coming, even as far as our city, it's just resources are so limited, and I know they're even more limited now because of the pandemic. But even before the pandemic, it's tough. It's tough out here, and I don't say that to discourage anyone, because I'm not letting it discourage me. I really feel like this is what I'm down here supposed to be doing. Like, and I'm not sure where I'll go, how large I'll be, but I honestly feel like, God forbid, if I leave here tomorrow, I can tell, I would be content and say, I gave it all that I had.
Yes.
I was on the path to do everything that I thought I could do. Every dream that I had in my mind, I was trying to work it up out of me and execute.
Yes.
So, and that's really what it is. So I think the main thing is access to funds and resources. Those people who, support up and coming artists and say, hey, I see you doing this. Let me, what if you thought about it in this way? Or,
so like that more coaching, more opportunities, more. It's
Absolutely.
gonna come, but like you said, if we had more of that, then more artists would get a chance to really show their talents and shine.
Mm-hmm.
So that's understandable, okay? And we're gonna keep praying for more support
Amen.
and more opportunities like that. But when we get into Allie Chantel, the artist, I know that you're so like trained in all these different formats, and you know you have all these different skills. But Allie Chantel, the artist, what can people expect from your music? What kind of artist are you? Like, describe Allie Chantel to those who don't know or are new.
For sure, I think R&B has my heart.
Okay.
I love R&B music, all of the decades.
Me
you know,
too.
I'm an R&B girl through and through, but I appreciate a good pop song. You know, I mean, I'm a music connoisseur, yes, but I don't kind of want to put myself in a box.
Okay.
But I am heavily influenced by R&B, so I like my upcoming EP. There'll be some feel good songs. There'll be some, love songs, because we got to talk about, we like to talk about all the things.
We need the love songs, honey. We need to know what's going on in Allie Chantel love life.
Absolutely, right? A little bit. You might get a little snippet.
So who are like 3 artists that influence you?
Great question. And this is actually a really hard question because there are so many people. I'm just like, I love them so much.
Yes. But like when you have your 3, like you have like, for me it's like, the bad boys from WGCI.
Yes.
Doug Banks.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah, like Dee Dee McGuire. Like I have my little Mount Rushmore of people that inspire me, right? So like who is that for you?
I would say definitely, absolutely, Beyonce, Giselle Knowles Carter.
Come on now. Come on now, Queen B.
I love Beyonce and have loved Beyonce since I was a little girl. I mean, everything, just her artistry. I've just watched her, we grew up together. Look, no, we grew up together.
Yes.
But I've watched her evolve,
Mm-hmm.
with not only the times, but just her own life journey.
Yep.
Her music resonates with me so much.
Mm-hmm. Her work ethic.
Her work ethic
Yes.
is crazy.
Yes.
It's like unmatched.
Mm-hmm.
But she's definitely one of my heavy influences, not even from a vocal aspect, but more so she was born a star.
Yep.
And she literally rejected
Everything that was
anything
not
that was not aligned with her being a star.
Yes.
And so just watching her do that and just being like, wow, because at the end of the day, she's a human being too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if Beyonce can do it,
Yes.
I got a chance somewhere. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Just that empowerment, and I feel like she kind of embodies that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I really appreciate. I remember when she made Black Parade. When Black Parade was released, I was like in a rough space.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like so encouraged.
Yeah.
And just like the lyrics of that song, and she just so unapologetically celebrates being a black woman.
Yes.
And just like black culture.
Yes.
So I get a lot of inspiration from her.
Mm-hmm.
Erykah Badu.
Oh yes.
There's a portrait of Erykah Badu in my bedroom.
Oh, okay.
Like that's how
Okay.
much I love
Yes.
Erykah Badu.
Okay.
And I think it's more so she's an artist and we all love her, but it feels like she makes music for herself.
Yeah, she's one of the most genuine artists that we have. I feel like nothing is fake about her. She's very transparent, and Erykah is Erykah.
Absolutely.
She ain't nobody else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that's so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
She's so comfortable in her skin.
Yes.
And who she is.
Yes.
And she's like, I'm making this music, and if you like it, great.
If you don't,
that's fine too.
Yeah.
And she, she talks about her life, and some of my favorite songs of hers. Gosh, don't let me get to misquoting the name of the song.
She's like, take the portrait down because
right. No, but just like she talks about her children
Mm-hmm.
and her children's fathers and how she had love for all of them in their moment of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love how she just owns that and just every aspect of her life. And she's gorgeous, and I just love her music. So Erykah Badu, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh, you're making me pick. I would have to say probably Brandy Norwood.
Okay.
And I call her Brandy, God in her throat, Norwood.
Unmatchable range.
Unmatchable.
Yeah.
I fell in love with Brandy at a very young age.
We all did.
I'm telling you, I had the cassette tape. I had I think it was Never Say Never.
Okay, yep.
And baby, I ran that cassette tape till it unraveled. I'm showing my age a little bit because I had a Walkman, I had a CD player, all of that, and I literally used to listen to that tape until it was, I couldn't listen to it anymore. I think I still have it's at my mom's house, but I love Brandy. She is, in my opinion, one of the best vocalists to ever do it in the game. Ever. And it's just so effortlessly. It's so effortlessly. She's incredibly talented. And I've loved her from her roles, from her acting to, you know.
I hope Brandy sees this because I feel like
Me too.
She's been a little unappreciated, but she made such an impact on every little black girl in America. When we saw her on Moesha and we saw her in Cinderella, and it was like, oh, we can do that? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, with little braids in our hair, because I definitely had the dookie braids.
Absolutely. We all did.
Yeah, man. So Beyonce, Brandy, and Erykah Badu. That is a very. I mean, though, if that's the influences, I can't wait to hear music because those are heavy steppers. So, but you work with some heavy steppers, you know, in your other roles. So, who's been like some of your favorite famous people to perform with and experiences?
Gosh. That's a great question too. I'm trying to like narrow them down.
They gonna be like, you ain't Allie, ain't say my name,
right? I love you all. You know that. I love you all. Honestly, so he's actually not a musical artist, but he's a visual installment artist.
Oh, okay.
Sculptural artist. He is a visionary. Theaster Gates. Born and raised on the west side of Chicago, and he was doing an installment in Munich, Germany.
Okay.
And he brought some singers, myself included, to be a part of this exhibit. He was doing a tribute to Jesse Owens.
Oh.
And that trip had such a profound effect on me, and it was really the magic that is Theaster Gates. And I don't even know if he realized just what that trip did for me. Right. And it wasn't like some like, you know, he didn't do some like I mean, he was amazing. The exhibit was amazing. But it was just him being himself and asking me, the singer, singers, I was there with a couple other singers, asking us to be our true selves. And so me being a choir girl, coming from all of this structure and like notes on a page and do my part and do what was asked of me to do, he was like, no, I don't want any of that. I want you to get into these. He had the Black Monks is an ensemble that he has, and he said, I want you to do you unapologetically. I want you to hear the sounds, the tones. And we kind of like freestyled this whole vibe. There were influences, there were cues and things like that. Right. But there was absolutely no structure. And he wanted us to like go hard. Wow. And I was so nervous because I'm like structure. Right.
Like, what do you mean we freestyled it? Right. Like, no, we flew all the way to Germany. I know you gotta tell me what
to do. Absolutely. And he was like, no, you're amazing. You deserve to be here. And he was just pouring into us. And he was like, I just want you to be you. I want you to perform. And it was like pulling teeth for me. And I was like, but you need, like, what you want me to be up here? You want me, like, what do you? And I think it just represents how sometimes I can get so in my head and it just blocks things and mucks up everything. But that trip, the entire trip, he was just like so nurturing to us and just so like, you know, I'm creating space for you to just be who you are, and, you know, don't think that you have to be a certain way or do a certain thing. Like, this is really for us. The audience just gets to participate and experience our journey to make whatever we make. And it was so profound for me. Okay, so Theaster Gates. Another one, gosh, all right, Jamila Woods.
Yes.
I would have to say because I've sang in a lot of different things, a lot of different shows with Jamila, and they've all been incredible experiences. Like I'm so grateful for that. I would have to say Afropunk.
Oh wow, being on that stage, yeah.
And then like it's just how the festival was going that particular weekend we were performing. Like at the last minute there was a change, and we ended up being on the stage, and I think like essentially opening up for, like performing right before Solange.
Wow, okay.
So that was incredible.
Yes.
And then the headline, I mean Janelle Monáe was there. I mean it was amazing, right? It was like truly star-studded. I was like fangirling out in the back, like, oh my god, everybody is here.
Yes.
And there's Issa Rae, and
we're all hitting the same stage.
And, like, you know, everybody's just kind of enjoying the vibes. And then the headliner is the Erykah Badu.
Oh Lord, where was Allie? Did you
crying, girl? I was just weeping, just like, oh my god, like. She looked amazing. She had on this like lime green jumpsuit, the baddest brim fringe hat that I've ever seen in my life. Just true Erykah vibes in all her glory. I will never forget that.
Yeah.
That entire experience, that was amazing.
Okay, because I know you've done a lot with Jamila, so I was going to ask you what was your favorite moment with her, but that clearly, Erykah.
Absolutely. I mean, and it was just so much blackness. Oh.
See the way that you look when you hear his name. I see his picture up in your frame, and you refuse to admit you still miss him, but it's okay. You're a tower of strength when you're breaking down, but through the wall I can feel your cry. And when it's quiet, you're screaming inside, and I break as I hear you, loud as a bomb, wanting a shoulder to cry on. I hear you tumbling fast, here and now. You're afraid, don't you worry, I'll teach you to fly before you fall away. It's in the moments when you're left all on your own, and it hits you from out of nowhere. You try to hide it, sometimes unsuccessfully, with a smile that fades quickly. Your resistance to sadness is futile, but you're a fighter, can't stand defeat. You're a magician at hiding the hurt from you, but I see and